Even though I've coached hundreds of players to improve their aim, when I first started improving my aim, it took me years to get to where I am now. But if I just knew a few basic things, I would have been able to turn my 5 years of aim improvement into just 6 months, if that. And in this episode of Shot Easy App Session, I'm going to tell you what those things are, and I'm going to give you guys a routine to help you apply it. So let's get into it. First thing, I hear this way too much. I actually just got a comment about this on one of my other aim videos, and someone said to me, this video is great, right? But everything is said in it, all this is nice, but it doesn't matter for most people. Most people just don't have the genetics to get aim at a certain level. And it's funny because I've always been saying, and in a lot of my coaching I talk about it, aim and fitness are the exact same thing. Almost exact. The same way you train, the same way you get results, the same way every single thing works, but everyone swears by their method. All of it is true. All of it's the exact same thing as fitness. And because of that, stuff like this comes up. Well, because of my genetics, I can't grow a big chest, or because of my genetics, I can't do this, or because of my genetics, I can't do that. I'm here to tell you, I have coached 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds. I've coached everything. And one thing I can guarantee you, no matter how bad any of them were when I first started with them, all of them were able to improve if they just put in the work. Genetics do not matter. And one of the genetic conversations people bring up is, oh, well, my reaction time. I've showed in other videos. I don't think I have the study on hand, but long story short, a few videos ago, maybe like 10 videos ago, I brought up reaction time and a study that basically showed reaction time from a 20-year-old to a 6-year-old is about, I think it was 40 milliseconds on average. If you know improving your reaction time and trying to get to your genetic limit or whatever for you, you know that 40 milliseconds isn't insane. It's not great, right? Still a pretty noticeable difference, but it's not usually the difference between, oh my gosh, I lost versus, oh my gosh, I won. So all that to say, your genetics don't matter. How old you are, how everything you do, most of that can be purely beaten out with actually practicing. Because if you don't know, most people can't aim at all. The very large majority of people that I've coached did terrible when they first started. Terrible. And these are people that tell me, oh yeah, I'm eternity, and I'm just like, sometimes I feel like my aim's holding me back or whatever, or I'm trying to take it to the next level. Or people that are cocky and they're like, yeah, no, my aim's not a problem. And then I have them load up into certain things to show me how fine their motor controls are with their aim, and they can't keep up at all. You don't realize how bad most people aim until you've actually seen it. And I'm telling you, most people don't aim very good. So it's not very hard to beat 99% of people. Well, okay, 99 is an exaggeration. I think everyone on Earth can comfortably, with practice, beat about 95% of people in terms of aiming. I would say that's pretty accurate. About 95% of players, if we're talking about across all games combined, you can be better than with a few months of practice, if that. Now, another thing that I've noticed is aim deloads. Aim deloads, long story short, is pretty much resetting your aim. It's loosening back up after you've been aiming for a while or playing for a while. Aim is hand-eye coordination. And if you don't believe me, here's a clip of me playing with a completely random sensitivity. You can see in the top left, that number is what the sensitivity is currently changing by while I'm aiming. So this whole clip, I'm sitting here aiming at a completely random sensitivity that I have to feel, okay, now it's slowing down or now it's speeding up, and I have to react and then still consistently aim. Mind you, I don't aim train anymore. The last time I aim trained seriously for more than 2 days in a row was about a year ago now. Last time I played a game competitively, which if you don't know, I haven't even played Rivals this season or last season. So because of the ranked resets, I went straight down. I haven't played in a few seasons. So I've played in 4 months ago was the last time I played a game, a shooter game, but I can still do this. This is right now. This is today, right? If sensitivity was so important, or if aim was muscle memory, I wouldn't be able to do this. But aim is hand-eye coordination. You see what's going on and you react. The thing about that is, if you've ever sat there and played at a computer for too long, or if you've ever sat there and done anything staring at one thing for too long, you know you can't keep up. You kind of zone out, or it's like your attention just starts wavering. And I found that after a loss or two, something simple like just going for a walk or playing other games helped me so much with tilt and it helped me reset my aim. And of course, the added benefits of just being more active in general. But if you don't have a backyard, it's pretty hard to get your steps in, which is actually something I've been struggling with ever since I moved. But I recently got my steps from under 2,000 on average to over 5,000 on average. And it was all by using the auto incline walking treadmill from FlexiSpot. So I was able to get my steps in and even plug up a controller and play games or just watch YouTube videos, all without needing a standing desk. And since I'm 6'2" and 240 pounds, the extra width and the 275 pound weight capacity was perfect. It even comes with a 2-year warranty, 9 levels of incline, and built-in Bluetooth speakers. So if you guys are looking for a convenient, affordable way to get your steps in, scan the QR code on screen or hit the top link in the description or pinned comment. And thank you to FlexiSpot for sponsoring the video. Now, the next thing that helped me a lot was understanding what aim really is. Now, if you saw my last video, which if you didn't, long story short, the most common problem I see in aim is most people cannot draw straight lines. And it's as simple as it sounds. Most people, if I tell them follow a target that's moving left to right like this, they will do this. It's almost nature, right? People can't help themselves. A lot of people, instead of doing continuous motions with everything you do, they always stop and go. The reason for this is usually because people see speed changes or direction changes. For example, a target moves like this, and instead of following it the same way, which if you've ever shot a flyer in this game, like let's say Iron Man or Storm, you know this problem. When they sit there and try to boost and go like that, you usually don't follow them in the exact same motion they do. You usually go, oh, they went left. Oh, they went right. Oh, they went left. Oh, they went right. Oh, they went up. Oh, left, right, up, whatever. That's how people aim. The problem with this is it's inconsistent, right? If you're never actually sure you're on the target and you're kind of just throwing your mouse to sit there and get to them, you're never actually confident in your shot. And that's why you'll find games where, oh, well, I'm the best player ever this game, and then I'm the worst player ever this game. Sometimes it's not even your aim. It's because the enemy team is terrible at strafing one game, and then the other game, the enemy team's great at strafing. So when you face a great strafe player, you can't hit them because their movements are so unpredictable and you're not able to make those super precise movements to follow them. So what does all this mean? What's the point of all this? I actually started messing with Ultron, and let me go to the practice range to show you guys what I mean. So I know I might sound crazy, but yeah, Ultron. So we're going to head over here and you head down here. And if you guys didn't see about it, this guy right over here, this portal takes you down to a training range area. And the whole reason why we want to use Ultron is because Ultron has something special about him. He has a charge rifle. If you play Apex, you know what I'm talking about. But if I do this, you see how it makes a trail when I click. So if I click and then I stagger, like we talked about, it won't be smooth, right? If I do something like this, right, it looks smooth. But if I do something like this, you can see the segmentation in my aim. So if I stop and go, you'll see a dot. You see how you saw the hard dot there? He follows exactly how you aim. And this is actually a balancing tactic. Games like to balance certain characters with super high damaging weapons, but force you to track the whole time when you're shooting targets. For people who are very good at aiming, this is like, who cares? This is great. For most people, this is, wow, this character is impossible to hit anything on. But what I want you guys to do specifically is head to parameters, and there's a few options for this. If you're really bad at tracking flying characters, switch it to someone like Storm. If you're really bad at tracking ground characters, switch it to someone like Luna Snow. And if you're just really bad, period, switch it to Punisher. And your job is to work up through the difficulties. The first difficulty would be target distance, random. Then short range is level 1. Short range with random movement and normal speed. So these are the settings, right? For timer, the thing about timer is it's about if you're trying to set scores. If you're trying to set scores, let's say today you can only get 3 kills and then tomorrow you get 7 or whatever, and you want to keep track of that, then you want to do the timer. If you just care about ooga booga me train technique, then just ooga booga train technique by turning off the timer. Me personally, I prefer no timer. Health restore on quantity 1, and the reason why is you really want to focus on just your aim. You don't want to focus on ooga booga me go between targets. It will distract you from what you're trying to do. Now, here are the difficulties. The difficulties are short range, normal, quick, fast, super fast, medium range, normal, quick, super fast, and long range, normal, quick, super fast. So all that means is as you get better, you go farther and faster. So when short range super fast becomes too easy, you go to medium range normal. And when that becomes too easy, you go to quick, etc. Hopefully that all makes sense. now I'm going to show you guys, let's see, Storm. So I hit apply, I hit summon, and the whole reason why we do this is because aim is about following the target and clicking at the right time. People tell me, oh, there's flicking characters or there's tracking characters. No, there's not. It's click timing characters and tracking characters is usually what people mean. Click timing does not mean flicking. Here, let me actually show you guys that before we talk about this. So the reason why I say there's no flick characters is because if you flick as hard as you can, which one do you have more control over? A big flick or a quick tiny motion? Usually the answer is a quick tiny motion. And if I asked you, let's say, you know how you have on a tab, a minimize button, a full screen button, and an X button, right? And let's also say how in this one, for example, you see how there's a clock button right here. So let's draw the clock all the way over here. Imagine that's a clock because I'm not drawing that because you know I'm not an artist. And then let's see the save button in the top right. I'm going to draw a rectangle for the save button. My voice just cracked. I think I'm 10 again. Anyways, if I asked you, can you consistently move between this minimize and this X button? The answer for 99% of people is, yeah, of course. It's just bang, 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 bang. Over and over. It's very, very simple. Most people can consistently do this with zero thought. But if I asked you to do the same thing, one motion, no like special adjustment, no nothing, between the clock and the save button, can you do it? The answer is usually no. So let's see if I try it. Let's see. Nope, too far. How about again? Okay, I went too high. Again, too low. Again, too short. Again, too far. Again, too far. Too short. Too short. Too short. You see the idea, right? I can land on it sometimes. Like right now, if I really try hard, I can like that. I went a little bit too far, but it was almost there. But can I do that 100 times in a row? Probably not. Can I do this 100 times in a row? Minimize to X? Absolutely. That's the whole idea of it. Flicking is inconsistent. Micro adjustments are not. So how all of aiming should be done is ooga booga target over here. Ooga booga crosshair over here. You see the target, you make a motion over to them, and you get close enough. Some people tell you straight line, some people tell you to underflick, whatever. Underflick if you can. If you can't, it's not the end of the world. As for straight lines, whoever told you that thinks you're a robot and don't listen to them, okay? Don't make straight lines. If you can, sure, go for it. But so many people spend so much time thinking about straight lines that their aim just sucks in general. You're worrying about the wrong stuff. So worry about getting close enough, and then every single motion should be from minimize to X. So it should be flick and then turn it into minimize to X. So flick, micro adjust, flick, micro adjust. And people, when I tell them micro adjust, they do it something like this. Let me actually go back to the game. Now that we're back to the game, imagine I'm over here, right? People tell me about micro adjusting and how they can't or whatever. A micro adjust does not mean, let's even say the target over here. A micro adjust doesn't mean you're tracking them, you flick over and then you micro adjust to where they are and then you stop. Micro adjust means micro adjust to them and then follow them if they're moving. Right? So you should be doing this. The hard part is getting close enough to them, right? You see how I'm just following her the whole time, trying to get on her head, trying to stay on her the whole time. But instead, what most people do is they see, they come, they flick, kind of like this. And the problem with this on a character like Ultron is when you're doing this, you cannot actually hit them with the full charge of your charge rifle, which means you won't kill them. But if I do this and I play him almost like Punisher, I can. Now people are going to ask me, well, what does that matter for someone like Hela? Let me show you. So if I'm Hela and I'm tracking them like this, I can sit here and at any time, all I have to do is click. So click. Oh, sorry, she changed direction. Click, click, click. That's it. I'm just following them and clicking at the right time. How most Helas play is something like this. And they're kind of just clicking whenever they can. They're not following the target. They're kind of just woo, 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 woo. Or kind of like this. And the problem with this is it's inconsistent. Which one looks cleaner, right? This might look better for clips. So if I'm sitting here like, oh, look, watch this, watch this, watch this. Ooh, ooh, bird combo, 360, no scope, bang. Oh, okay, I missed. That would look cool though, right? So if I'm sitting here flicking around, I look much better. But if I sit here and track like this, I'm much more accurate. I have much more control over where my bullets are going. So you want to be able to train this. So all that to say, Shoddy, how do I train this? You're sitting here yapping. Tell me how to train it. Sir, yes, sir. I mean, I think some people probably already figured it out, but long story short, this trains the tracking. Oh, well, it didn't work because I ran out of ammo. You see how you should be able to two-shot if you're aiming properly. The first burst, I missed. That's why I didn't two-shot her. But now if I try it again and I'm aiming properly, which I didn't, I missed the first half of that. See, I'm missing a ton, right? Which shows the imperfection of my aim. And if you get really good, you should be able to track it the whole time. So Ultron's really good for solidifying technique. Really, really good. I was sitting down one night and I was like, how do I teach people this? And then I was like, wait a second, Ultron. And I really do think he's amazing for it. I think he's perfect for it because it shows it so well. No other character shows how good this is because he goes from two-shotting, which actually, let me lock in really quick so I can show you he can two-shot because I'm bad right now. Okay, that's one. There you go, two. So yeah, he two-shots. I just suck. But yeah, he two-shots. And you could see what the massive difference between two-shotting and not two-shotting is. Look, now I have to reload. But look at that. It's a three-shot now. It's a four-shot. It became a four-shot because of bad aim, right? And such an insane difference. Look, now this probably won't be a two-shot because I missed. Look, not a two-shot again. And I'm in point-blank range almost, which is terrible. So if you want to remind yourself how to progress, go back in the video and look through the parameters. Long story short, it's close range, normal, quick, fast, medium range, normal, quick, fast, long range, normal, quick, fast. And then people also ask me, is this meant for a warm-up or actually just like, should I not warm up with it? Which I'm going to do more videos on that. I'm also going to do a video on sensitivity. So if you do want to see that, make sure you subscribe. But to answer the question, the answer is absolutely not. This is not at all a warm-up. And think about it like this. Would you want to warm up to do your max rep bench press, right? So if you can only lift 125 pounds on bench press, would you, as a warm-up, lift 100 pounds 10 times? Do as many sets as possible trying to lift 100 pounds? Probably not. That sounds like a terrible idea. You're going to waste out all your strength before you even try for the 125. But would you use 50 and 70 maybe to warm up your joints and all that? Absolutely. So long story short, this is meant for practice. This is meant for ooga booga me want improve. If you want to improve, this is for that. This is to really build the technique. If you're looking to warm up, you should do match, in my opinion, is amazing. If not, just do a short version of this. Play the character that you actually play in games, whichever ones they are. Also, that's a good point as well. This works for everybody. Melee characters, you need aim. Projectile characters, you need aim. Every character you need aim for, right? So let's say a projectile character, you track them and then you aim ahead. Look, track them, aim ahead. Track them, aim ahead. That's all it is, right? It's nothing special. Then for a melee character, you sit here and you track them, especially for magic, you track them and then, oops, you don't miss like that, but you track them, you sit here and then you dash in melee or whatever, right? To even track them in melee, you have to sit here and keep track of them like this. So if they're moving too quickly, you're just going to sit here like this and missing. So every single character it matters for. And then obviously, the obvious characters like Star-Lord, you have to sit here and some guy just drove by super loud with his car, so I didn't even get to record that. So yeah, but you get the idea. For even characters like Star-Lord, obviously you have to track. Star-Lord, you sit there, you get up in the air, and then you track them while you fall, right? Or after your rolls or whatever you're doing. The good thing about Star-Lord is you kind of let the momentum aim for you, but you get the idea. Every single character aim matters. Tanks, supports, everything. But for a warm-up, just load up on the character you want to practice on. Do a few rounds. I wouldn't warm up for more than like 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a max, right? It should be like a 5-10 minute warm-up at most. And then just hop in the game. Best warm-up is actually playing. Only thing you should need to warm up is maybe if you have cold hands where you live or whatever, fine. But besides that, there shouldn't be much warm-up necessary. Anyways, if you guys want my aim coaching, or if you want to support me by joining my lock-in tier to get access to anything I release, check out the link in the description. And if you want a video with even more routines, check out this video right here. I love you guys. Have a good one. God bless you. And check out FlexiSpot with the top link in the description or the pinned comment.